So I'm back from watching The Herd, and I have notes from my time watching. This is Daniel Etim-Effiong's directorial debut, and let me just start by saying that Daniel Etim-Effiong, if this is who you are as a director, do more. Welcome to the Directors Club, Daniel Etim-Effiong, the director and filmmaker you are. This is a man that had a story to tell. This is a man that came to the meeting with a story and said, I have a story I need to tell. A story will get sense and we get many things inside. And I gotta tell that story. And Daniel Etim, a man with a vision that did us well. I am proud of you. Daniel Etim-Effiong, take your flower. Well, with that, the movie is still showing in cinema, so I will talk about spoilers as I always do later. Like in a second, I will tell you when I'm about to enter into spoilers. But talking about non-spoilers first, to tell you if you need to go to cinema, go cinema, go and watch it. The film is good. It has this film, so you know it's about kidnapping, right? A couple gets kidnapped. It has in the trailer. That's the whole premise. And when I tell you that this movie is very unflinching in the depiction of kidnapping, like I wrote here that it says, I just wrote harrowing, frustrating, painful. Kidnap is evil. Like this was me watching it. Like I just kept on going like, like kidnap is evil. Like I think because as Nigerians sometimes we become kind of normalized to the word. But watching this and just the realities of a person being kidnapped and how it affects not only the people that have been kidnapped, but their families and everybody. It's a heartbreaking tale. And this story doesn't pull back. It really shows the viciousness and the like cruelty and the evil that this thing is. Oh, Homo, I will tell you, go and watch this film. Go and watch it. I don't know what to say again without giving you spoilers because there are things that will surprise you. There are things that will make you jump, that will make you shocked. You know, not like in a horror way, but like in a whoa, I didn't see that coming. I'll tell you all of this, of course, in the spoilers coming, but like all I would just say is check this movie out. It's such a good movie. And now, without further ado, let's just get into spoilers because I have notes to talk about. Now, the first thing that I wanted to just say is that when this movie opened and the couple is leaving the wedding, I said, how are you leaving your own wedding because you don't want to take pictures? So already I was not on their side. Yes, I started off this film not on their side. I said, why am I going to leave you on our wedding because I don't want to take picture? Why? But then when Ivona came upon them, I said, hey, now wow, chai, epele. Epele, now wow, no for leave now, chai. Because the next thing I wrote was that when they shot Kunle Remy, you know, I was talking about how I didn't expect that shooting where they shot Kunle Remy's character. I didn't see it coming. I actually was like, whoa, like it was so surprising to me, like how abruptly it happened, and just out of nowhere, like I was like, oh my god, that was actually so surprising. And then I just wrote the next thing that I wrote was evil, and this was when they tell Darren to start to slice up her husband, you know, and he now tells her, "What's that stupid man's name? Anas." My worst character, I hated Anas so much. I'll talk about him in a minute. Anas is the trash man, the one with blood in the horse beginning to end. And Anas tells her to like chop up her husband, otherwise he's going to rape and kill her. Nothing is going to happen to you. I said, Anas, I want to just say use a cuss word, but let me not. Get out of here, Anas. Get out of here, Anas. Ah, I hated that Anna so much. And then now making the best friend do it was just evil. Like, and next thing I have to say, everybody was acting. Everybody was acting in this film because that scene, the way that they let him and spit they come out of mouth, the way they cry, Genoveva, snot from the nose. Linda Ejiofor, she they cry, her whole face don't contact. I say everybody is really acting. The bodily fluids are flying. People are saying, oh, there's no vanity in acting. And they really said, we are going to put it on the line. Like they acted. Next thing I said was that the masked men behind the trees, the way that they showed them when they come out in that mask, I said, no, actually kind of, I moved. I moved. The directing is so good. And the way this was done, I let him take your flowers, man. But I really moved. And then I said, the masked men are who they turn out to be, like the church people. I say you've done what you're doing. You're participating in organ trafficking and body parts trafficking, and you're in church. You're here. Now, wow. And then I said that I want to talk about organ trafficking for a second. I just have commentary on organ trafficking. Like, why is it that like it's so sad that because we are seeing a lot more stories about organ trafficking, you know, in movies and in media. And it's just so sad that a lot of people have now seen, I don't know, Nigerian lives are so worthless and so useless and so sad that the only viable way of making money now from Nigerians is to sell their body parts to rich people in rich countries. And that is pathetic. That is so sad. I think I just kept on writing throughout this movie was that we need to create more jobs for people. Like, I mean this for everybody across the board. I'm going to go a bit forward here. You know, when the young boys are the ones transporting the money at the end of the film, I was like, these are people that just need jobs. We need to give people jobs. Even the people that are the kidnappers, Halil, all of them. I say we need to give you guys jobs because they've really taken this as their whole profession, talking about, oh, you don't become a king until you do this. You don't. I say king of what? Of kidnapping, of this kind of crime syndicates. We need jobs. We need jobs. We need job creation. Ah, man, then the next thing that I wrote was when I guess Darren was grieving, but when she's not telling is his name Gozi? Yeah, Gozi is a character. Is it Gozi or Gozi? Gozi's character that, like, you told him to run about Kule Remy. Is you that he would have been alive if you didn't tell him to run. I say, what if I talk before? Sit down there. Why you not gonna tell him to run? But then I guess his grief, and at the end she came around. The death of the Igbo boy caught. I say I jumped. I moved. I didn't see it coming. I said, oh my god, that was actually so surprising. And then the woman that is Halil's wife, I don't remember her name in this thing, but that Halil's wife, I knew I couldn't trust you for a second. I knew I couldn't trust you for a second. She was trying to be nice. First of all, giving them corn and all that. I said, you cannot, me, I don't do that. Everything that they call Stockholm syndrome, you can't do it on me. You are still my oppressor. You're my kidnapper. Trying to give me corn, thinking I will come on your side. And then at the end, when she showed her true face, I said, see you, madam. Ah, evil. Then I said, Anas angry because Halil they have quote unquote hot sex with his wife, and now also gonna rape Derry. I said, now my fault here, they have hot sex with my wife, and I want to come and rape and Anas was just a piece of crap from beginning to end. I hate, and I'm using that word because it's so strong. I hated that boy's character, and anybody that's like, I was even saying in that theater that some people they should just actually die. Someone like this, Anas, if your whole purpose in life is going to just be causing like turmoil and evil and pain to people for no reason, could you just die? Like, take yourself out of the world? Because why is your only onus just to be causing pain? No, Anas pissed me off. Then when Linda Ejiofor was going to ask for access to the account, I was laughing because when Bolaji like, there's nothing we can do, man. She's like, give me access to the account, and not throwing the computer, throwing the table. I said, man, we don't fit give you access to account now. Linda, when they are now dragging her by security, dragging her, I said, it's best because, madam, we can't give you access. Sorry. And I wrote that there's no honor among thieves, and this is when Halil kills his boss. I said, see, and then they start to shoot themselves. I said, there's no honor among thieves. We need people to have jobs because look at the greed. Look at what all of you have now become. Taking this thing is like what you're trying to get up the ranks on. What your kidnapping ring? Ay. Then I wrote Tina and Linda again. When they showed Tina and Linda, I just watched The Serpent's Gift not long ago, a film I love and I always recommend. But seeing Tina and Linda again in this type of same dynamic was very funny, like very, very funny and interesting. And then that brings me to Gozi's parents because I said their storyline. But isn't that how it is? So Gozi, you as she was saying, Tina Amba's character, the mother of Gozi, you married. You didn't invite us. You had your first child. We were not there. Second child, we were not there. Now that you need our help, you have come. Although the parents too, I said, no, them not negotiating. So you will do this or you will do that. Otherwise, we are not going to pay the ransom for our own son. Like I was like, oh, now don't take it to a different level. But I got the frustration of like you're coming when you now need help, when you essentially took us away from your life and our grandchildren. Be so for real. But them too, they were a mess. But they did very well. I love that their story and I really loved it. Then I said when Messi Agbe overspoke and now said sorry for what happened to your husband and that whole thing and the whole David thing coming up with the name David. I was like, oh, what would you do in a situation like this? I just kept on thinking throughout this movie, like, what do you do like in a kidnap situation? First of all, never pay. That's just like my biggest thing. But like, still, what do you do? Then I final thing that I just wrote was that shout out to the Nigerian police that are actually working to save crime, like actually working to solve crimes and to help. Like, because we have Detective Garba here that he's actually really useful. Like he's a useful policeman and he actually is so helpful in bringing the rescue to these people. And that is just like the power of police. Because watching them really putting their lives at risk and running like this, I was like, oh, no, police, they actually try. And we need more resources for police. We need more training. We need more money set for police that are actually doing well. And we need more because if you're kidnapped, you really hope that the police will be able to catch you and like find you, right? And if they are not funded and they don't have access, how are they going to do this? If you do not know who I am, my name is VDK. I make movie bingo cards, which you can find on my Substack, vdkfilmclub.substack.com, and also talk about films. All right. Those are all my thoughts about this movie. I'll try to keep it so that I don't run out of time. Final thoughts I will just say is Daniel Etim-Effiong, take your flowers, man. You did it. You set out with an intention and your hard work paid off. This movie is, you did your big one, Daniel Etim-Effiong. Take your flowers. If you're thinking about checking it out, please check out The Herd. It's showing in cinema, and whenever it's on streaming, if you can catch it as soon as possible. Until the next movie that I watch and the next video that I make, have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye.